2 microphones,
2 Amandas.
and some seriously entertaining tales. I'm Amanda Wedekamp.
And I'm Amanda Stanzione.
We know stories connect us all.
And we realized we have a mountain of stories to share. So buckle up,
And brace yourself for a wild ride.
because we've got a lot to say and probably too much to share. So Amanda, I was thinking the other day about how Zoe's generation has only known life with the internet. And do you remember when you first discovered the internet?
I actually do, which is crazy because this reminded me of a story I thought about the other week. Zoe is 22, right?
She is, right.
And my daughter's 21 and my son is 26. I actually remember the very first website I ever went on.
Oh, do tell.
If you go back to 1994, there's a funny clip from the Today Show with Katie Couric. Do you
loved
remember
her.
this?
Of course. I loved Katie.
So she's bantering with Bryant Gumbel and Elizabeth Vargas. She says to her co-hosts, "Can you explain what internet is?" This is in 1994.
I have seen this clip.
It's so funny.
It is funny. It's not even the internet. Can
No.
you explain to me what internet is?
Yes, and they're talking about that @ sign.
Right.
And they're trying to understand. They're saying, is this how people connect with us? What's happening? They have no idea. So that was
Right.
1994.
Wow.
This is 1995. I'm a junior in college. I see the Toy Story advertisement commercial on TV. It's coming out in around Thanksgiving time. Because
Okay.
remember, that's when the big
movies,
would
yeah.
premiere. This is the very first Toy Story movie
Okay.
coming out. And at the end of the advertisement, it says www.toystory.com.
Okay.
And I think, well, I'm going to go try that because
Yeah.
I've heard things about websites and I've heard things about the www world.
So I'm just going to go
I'm gonna try it.
see what it is.
And it's something easy to remember.
Sure.
It's not crazy letters or anything. I go down to the computer lab, type it in, and the website page of Toy Story pulls up. And I'm thinking, are there games on here? This seems to just be information. Why is there only just information? There is nothing to do on this website. Like, why are they literally just sharing information? This is never going to fly. Nobody wants to go on websites just for information.
This is never going to take off.
I'm thinking, this is so lame. No one will ever go to a website just to read something.
Information. So
This-
you were really let down.
I was so disappointed. I'm thinking there's going to be games on there for me to play. I'm thinking there's going to be maybe a coloring page I can print out. Now, I mean, yes, I'm a junior in college, but I like crafts and art.
And you thought it would be something exciting.
Something exciting. Instead, it's just the story about Buzz and Woody and Andy. And I'm like, this internet thing's never going to work.
It's never taken off.
No.
It's not going to happen.
And I couldn't have been more wrong.
I'm going to title this, Wait, I'm Going to Jail?
Oh, no.
It is a bananagram story. It is wild, and if I wasn't here to tell you that it's true, you probably wouldn't believe it.
Some of my favorite kinds of stories.
Right. So it's 2007. I am wearing a full suit. Now that is important information because I worked for a company at the time that said full suit, not even like dress pants and a blazer. Like you need to be in a full suit. Okay.
That means skirt or
It could be skirt or in a blazer, but it needs to have been purchased as a suit.
two parts together.
Correct. Which really just meant you need to look incredibly professional and at your best every single day. I was driving to GSU, so Georgia State University. I had a meeting down there in Atlanta. And when I'm leaving the meeting, I go through a yellow light. Now, I think it was yellow, but I think it turned red.
This is when we call it orange.
Yes, orange. I love that. So it had turned red, and I see blue lights, and I'm thinking, great.
Oh,
definitely. No. Of course, I'm getting a ticket. I already know. But I pull over, and I, again, am wearing a full suit. I am driving a white 4-door Volvo. I could not look more just middle of the road.
Professional.
And at the time, I had a child who, Zoe was in a booster. So not a car seat, but still like in a booster seat. Mm-hmm. So when this officer walks up, I give him my driver's license and registration. He was really nice. Ma'am, do you know why you got pulled over? Yes, I believe I do. He says, okay. He goes back, to his car to write me a ticket.
And you're
sitting
like,
there.
Please don't give me one. Maybe just a warning.
Maybe just a warning.
Maybe.
Right. And he walks back to the car, and he has a little bit of a different tone of voice. And he says, ma'am, I'm going to need you to turn off your car and put your keys on the roof.
What is happening?
I looked at him with huge eyes and said, I'm sorry, officer, what? And he said it exactly the same way. So I turned off the car and put my keys on the roof.
And you're already sweating, but now your heart rate is through the roof.
It is beyond, because this seems crazy. Why? I'm also thinking at the time, is he
Something's
even a real
happening.
cop?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm like, but it's the middle of the day.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, I'm getting out of my car, and I had to turn it off and put the keys on the roof. Like, I've never seen that happen.
Right.
I've never even.
No.
Right. Never heard of that happening. And he says, ma'am, I'm going to have to place you under arrest. There is a warrant out for your arrest. I wanted to laugh at this point.
Right.
Because I'm thinking, a warrant out for my arrest? I mean, come on.
You're like,
now.
you completely have the wrong person.
Right.
This
I'm
is
in a suit.
you
I
typed
work
in
for
the wrong name or the
Exactly.
wrong number letter
Something-
on
right.
the driver's.
I am a professional. I am
Right.
driving just the mom car, and I have a booster seat in the back seat. Like, I'm not a criminal. He says, ma'am, I'm going to have to place you under arrest. And I start to panic, and he can see that I'm panicking. And so he softened it up a little bit. And he said, before I place you under arrest, I'm going to need to search you. But I have to call in a female officer. And I said, okay.
Thank
great.
you.
Right. So he calls a female officer. At this time, I asked him if I can go to my wallet to look at my debit card. And I was just honest with him, because I felt like, and this is so weird, but I felt like I needed to memorize my debit card. Like, I felt like...
Okay.
I felt like for some reason, I don't know, like, I'm going to get to jail. Well, I need to pay for something.
This is so smart.
Well, I mean, maybe, but I realized if I get to jail, I'm not going to have... I watched enough TV.
Right.
I'm going to have nothing.
Yes.
They're not going to let me get back to my purse. So he was super nice, and I went to my purse, went to the wallet, got my debit card immediately. I am like 37954222110. And I'm thinking expiration date. Will I even need that? The CVV. What? Oh, I don't know if I can remember all that. Let's just go back to a lot of numbers. So I memorize all that. Well, the female officer gets there. She was super nice. She could see that I'm really shaken up, and she pats me down, okay. And they put me in handcuffs, and they put me in the cop car.
And the handcuffs are behind your back?
The handcuffs are behind my back, and I am in the cop car. Now, she rode with him in the cop car. So I guess she had gotten there on the scene with someone else in her car, so she decided to ride with us to the jail, which was great. And she could tell I was panicked. And at this point, they had really softened up, because they thought that this could potentially be like mistaken identity of some sort, because
I'm hopeful.
Right. They could see shaken up, like, she doesn't look like a criminal. There's a warrant, and they don't know what the warrant is for.
Oh, it doesn't tell them.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Because I'm thinking, I even said, can you tell me what this warrant is for? And they said, ma'am, we don't have the information. We can just see that there's a warrant out for your arrest.
Oh, no.
So I'm thinking, I'm going to get to jail. They're going to say, oh gosh, sorry, and even though this would have been horrible, but still, sorry,
No question about that. There's going to be a mistaken identity situation. That's what I would be thinking.
Absolutely. Now, also remember, I'm in downtown Atlanta. So I am being taken to the Atlanta City Jail. When I get there, they take you in to search you and to take all of your belongings before they put you in the holding cell. And I didn't want to appear like I didn't know what to do. And so I turned around towards the wall, and I, spread them.
Yes.
And I put my hands on the
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
And when the officer first, she had walked in, and she had told the lady who was going to search me, this is probably mistaken identity. I don't think she does. She's never been to jail. She doesn't know. Like, really letting her know, like, okay, this
we got to kind of be kind here.
Right. So I turn around and I put my arms on the wall and, kind of spread them. And she says, oh, she's been here before. She knows what to do.
No, I am losing it right now. This is not okay.
And then I realized, oh no, please don't think I've been to jail before. I've never been to jail.
Oh, no.
I don't even need to be here.
Right.
So they search me. They take, my purse and all of my belongings, my jewelry, etc. And I'm still waiting to find out why have I, why am I even under arrest? So they put me in the holding cell, and then they come over and the lady tells me, you're under arrest because there was a warrant out for you because you did not pay a speeding ticket like a year and a half ago. And I'm thinking, I know exactly what she's talking about, and I did pay that speeding ticket. Now, sidebar, in Atlanta, I don't know, you may not remember this, but
I didn't live here.
Oh, that's right. Right, okay. Great point. But there was a time where the city got backed up for recording tickets, like parking tickets, speeding tickets, any ticket. They had gotten backed up and they were not recording. It was on the news. There was complaints filed. So that was a real thing. Mm-hmm. And I realized maybe they had not recorded yet that I had paid this ticket.
Right.
The good news is I'm a little hoarder when it comes to information.
Love it.
Little receipts and things. I did keep the receipt for paying this ticket, and it was at home. But I can't exactly tell her, hey, can you let me out of jail?
Right.
So I can go home and get this receipt.
Let me prove it to you. And they're thinking, no chance.
Exactly. And I'm also thinking, I'm not married. I'm a single mom. I'm going to have somebody get into my apartment, find this receipt somewhere in my filing cabinet, and somehow come back and get me out of jail.
Oh, this is absurd.
It is absurd. This gets so much worse.
Oh, no.
This was a Thursday, and I am telling them I did pay this speeding ticket. Again, they're thinking, she's a liar. Mm-hmm. She knew how to turn around and put her hands against the wall. She's been here before.
No.
She's a liar. So they tell me that, and she wasn't very nice to me. And she tells me, it's Thursday, and if you can't get this worked out by tomorrow, the judge isn't going to be back into court until Monday, and you're going to have to stay all weekend.
You have to be kidding.
I was so panicked.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wanted to throw up. My heart was in my throat. My stomach was in knots because I really didn't know what to do. And they do give you that one phone call. But that phone call, like, what if somebody doesn't answer?
Right. So, this feels like a very stressful phone a friend situation.
And the great news is that because I had memorized my debit card, I was able to use the payphone and do like the collect call, but you can pay for it in advance.
Okay.
So they let me call as much as I wanted because I was paying for it.
Right. Okay.
So I am calling everyone I know because I'm like, I cannot stay here. I cannot stay in jail. I cannot stay in jail.
Also, good tip for anyone who, I didn't realize that. I thought the one phone call meant you only got to make one phone call, but only one phone call on their dime.
Right. And they want you to get this figure. I mean, have you ever been to jail?
Never.
Okay.
Yeah. Never been to jail.
Never.
I've only seen it on TV.
Asked and answered. No, never been to jail. But they do give you, it's kind of odd because they do give you that one phone call, but at the same time, they want you to get it figured out. Like, you're there in a holding cell. Are you going home or what are you doing? But in my case, they thought she has a warrant out for her arrest. That girl's staying here. Oh. But I'm, feverishly on the payphone. Mm-hmm. I'm calling everybody I know. Finally get in touch with a friend. That friend goes to my apartment complex, goes to the leasing office.
Oh, yes.
Explains, I'm so embarrassed at this point, explains to the leasing office that I'm in jail and that this is the problem.
Awful.
And I know the people at the leasing office, they were so nice because they loved Zoe and I'm sure, I don't even know all the things of what they must have thought or said, but they did let my friend into my apartment, who then was able to get the receipt for having paid the ticket.
Okay, it's a relief so far. This is feeling better.
Except for by this time, hours and hours have passed. It's now nighttime.
Oh, no.
And you have to have a judge sign off on a bench warrant. You have to have a judge say, okay, there was a warrant. She's in jail. You've proven that she shouldn't be in jail. So we're going to let her out. Nobody's doing that at Thursday night at 11 p.m.
No, they're not.
So you know what that means? Amanda's got to spend the night in jail.
Okay.
Now, this does not mean, though, that I'm spending the night in a holding cell. I have to spend the night in Gen Pop.
No. Why?
Gen Pop is the general population.
Because you can't sleep in the holding cell overnight?
Because they didn't believe, like, I mean, and in all fairness, like, why would they believe me? They don't know
Right.
me. So they're not going to take my word for it. No, I have a friend who's going to, like, come up here.
We got it. We're working it out.
Exactly. They're coming up here with a receipt.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Right. Right.
I can't even imagine the tall tales that they are told every single day.
Yes, indeed.
So they're like, oh, honey, no.
Precious.
Right. Bless her heart.
It's not our first rodeo.
Right. She's going to jail.
Yes.
And I am, again, panicked because now it's like, I don't know, by this time it was like 11:30 at night. They give you your clothes. Like
I was just going to say, like, did you get a blanket and a pillow
Yes.
and the little jumpsuit outfit?
Yes.
Oh,
and
no.
you have to change into the jumpsuit first. I mean, I think it was like 2-piece blue, maybe. I don't know. It was bad. I think I blocked that out.
Oh,
It
hopefully.
was not attractive. It's not attractive.
She's worried about the fashion.
Right. There was no makeup and blowjar to be had here. And,
Oh, no.
But they do give you a tuberculosis test before you go in.
Yes.
Which is
highly
wild.
contagious.
Right. So they give you a tuberculosis test. They have you dress out. And then they give you in a garbage bag a pillow, a blanket, large pair of ginormous panties, and some socks. And then they say, okay, we're going to take you down. So an officer handcuffs you
Oh,
in the front, though. Luckily in the front, because
Okay.
I've got to carry
Your stuff.
I got to carry my trash bag of
Oh,
ginormous
no.
panties. And so, and with my handcuffs in front of me. And they bring me in. Now, it is quiet because everyone has had to, I'll say, go to bed. Like, it's nighttime, ladies.
Lights out.
Lights out. The cells are closed. But they call out, like, 11 or whatever
Shoot.
it was. I mean, who knows? And it goes,
Oh,
and
no.
the door opens
Yes.
to whatever cell
Yes.
I was in. Went in there, and I mean, I am praying
Yes.
for whoever my cellmate's
not
going to
gonna kill you.
Right.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I'm panicked.
yes.
And I go in, and she was so nice. She was so nice.
Oh, I'm so glad.
And, I mean, because of course we woke her up, and they're like, "Great, you're getting a cellmate," which of course I'm sure she's not thrilled about because she was there by herself.
Exactly.
And she helps me immediately. I'm on the top bunk. She showed me how, like, here's how you've got to make your bed. Like, you got to tuck it in. And she said, in the morning, they will buzz all the doors open and they will do roll call. You have to immediately jump up, make your bed, and we stand outside the doors so that they can do the count.
Okay, well, that was super nice of her.
It was. Because I thought, had she not told me that, I mean,
Right.
I probably would have gotten in trouble. Like,
Precisely.
so she gives me the lay of the land, and I go to sleep. Now, I mean, go to sleep is a loose term.
Yeah.
There was a small little window, and I am looking out the window, laying on that top bunk, in jail, in a cell, in the general population. I don't know that I have ever prayed so hard in my life.
I can only imagine. This is truly bananagrams.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, the trauma. I mean, I still feel
Yes,
it. As
I'm
telling
sure.
you this
I am
story.
feeling it with
It just comes back to me. So in the morning, it happened exactly like she said. They buzz everybody out, roll call, and the lights all come on. And I jump out, bed's all made, stand outside, of your cell. They count, making sure everybody's there. I mean, I'm thinking counting to make sure everybody's there.
Where did someone go? Right. But
where
this
we go?
is
This isn't Shawshank. We're not,
Right.
chopping away.
Yes. You're not tunneling down like El Chapo.
Right. And we're not trying to, drop the pebbles out at the yard.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So she, I got to chat with her a little bit. She was so nice. She had children. She was in there for drugs. It was really sad. And we got out, she was really nice, but she told me when we get out here in the main area, you'll see people playing games. They'll give us food. When they bring food in, she said it always gets people start arguing over food. It could get a little rowdy. Again, I am panicked. I'm just panicked the whole time.
And you're like, they can all eat. I don't need to be a part of this. I don't need to eat.
Correct. But you have to take it. So, like, they hand you, and this looked like an earwax sandwich. I mean, I guess it was
So gross.
It wasn't peanut butter and jelly, but it was like peanut butter on 2 pieces of bread that just looked disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there with this sandwich in front of me. I'm not eating because I know I am getting out of here.
Right, today.
Today. It is Friday.
It's
I'm getting out
happening.
of here. And even if I had to wait until Monday, I won't eat all weekend. I'll just starve.
Like, I'll starve. It's
I'll
fine.
starve. It's fine.
Oh, no.
So a lady walks up to me. She seemed maybe disturbed. Like there was something going on.
Yeah, mental health
Some
issues.
mental health issues, untreated. And she asked me if I was going to eat my sandwich. I said, it's yours.
I'm not.
I'm not.
Turns out I'm not.
In fact, I'd love for you to have it.
Yes.
I hand it over. Great. And then there's some commotion on the other side of the room. 2 women start to get in a fight. And my cellmate tells me, just avoid her. She killed her kids. And she tends to get in fights a lot in here.
Okay.
I said, okay, well, I am going to avoid her. And we're just gonna, we're gonna keep it chill. So I sat there for several hours pretending to watch TV. I'm feverishly calling. Again, so glad I memorized
Back
that.
on the payphone.
Right, back on the payphone. And I memorized my debit card and made those calls and finally got in touch with my friend. And they said that they had found the receipt. They were headed up there. The judge was going to sign off. Like, they had gotten it worked out.
Okay.
Like, the judge is signing off. I got a little bit more peace of mind knowing that, but still, not really. Like, you're still in jail.
Right.
I'm still in Gen Pop.
It has not all been resolved.
It has not. I'm in Gen Pop. I'm not eating the food. I've got a lady over here who killed her kids. Like, it's
terrifying.
It's terrifying. Anyway, a few hours later, you hear over the speaker, "Ghost!" And that was great.
Yes.
And I was just this sense of relief that just it was
Flooded
like a
your
wave,
body.
flooded my body. I was so happy to be getting out. And I told my cellmate, "Thank you so much for your help. You were great last night. I appreciate it. And really, good luck." Like, I really
Right,
meant that.
right.
Because good luck to you. I left. My friend picked me up. And I can still feel the trauma when I tell that story.
Oh, my goodness.
When I say, "Wait, I'm going to jail?"
Yeah.
I really was questioning, am I going to jail for real?
Now, question. What happened with Zoe during this time?
Her dad.
She
yes.
was already at her dad's?
Yes, she was already at her dad's, and thank goodness it was already her time to be with him.
Great.
So I know, it's like, if there are little blessings along the way, and that was certainly one of them, that we didn't have to deal with that. She was already all set.
Yes, good.
When I say, "Wait, I'm going to jail?" the answer was yes. I, in fact, did go to jail.